Are you losing control right now? Does it feel like your studio or your business is falling apart? Last thing you want to do is go throw more money at adverts to bring in more leads. What we need to do is figure out where's the leak. First thing we need to do is go through numbers. Let's go through what are your running costs for the month and what's your break even. They're two very different numbers, and some business owners, especially when you're first starting out, don't realize the difference between the two. Let's say for argument's sake, you need £1,000 coming in, say just this week. Okay, you need £1,000 just to run the business this week. Well, that's different from your break even, because to make that £1,000, you're going to have an advertising cost to bring people in. Now, let's say you don't have advertising, it's all social media. You're still going to have a product cost that you need to pay. And so you can work out roughly what the average product cost is per client to then find out what your break even is. So let's say it's a £50 product cost for £1,000 worth of sales. Right, well now your break even is 1,050, or maybe it's 100. So now you need 1,100 for your break even before you make your profit. So we need to figure that out. We then need to figure out what does your average need to be, and how many bookings do you actually need. Now those two are very important. Most people will jump straight in and try and fix everything all at once without realizing where this leak is. So if we can figure out where this leak is, then we can go focus on that, and you will see a difference very quickly, because you're already bringing clients in, you've already got a system in place and things like that, but it's just not running too smooth. Maybe you've taken your eye off the ball, and I've been guilty of that in the past. So we got to go through and we will analyze all of this. First of all, how many bookings do we need to come through the door, and what does our average need to be? Now, these two are really important. If we stop and think about this, let's say you can do 10 clients per week, and that's your maximum capacity that you can do. Well, we run at 100% capacity. I only need £100 average. However, you're never going to run at 100% capacity, and you're going to have an average. So some weeks you're going to have lower than 100, and some weeks you'll have higher than 100. So what do you do on those good and bad weeks? It may be a case of, actually, I can do 10, but I only want to do 2 clients per week. Well, now we know to bring in £1,000 every week, we need a £500 average. So we need to figure that out first. Now you may think, well, wait a minute. It's nice to say I need a £500 average when my average is, say, 250. I can't just double my average. Not overnight we can't, but now we can start to see where the issue is. Because it might be that we're always bringing in 2 clients every single week. That's not the issue. We might be bringing 5 in every single week, but our average isn't strong enough. So we can start to analyze it and look at where this leaking point is. So let's start from basics here. Let's say it's our adverts. Let's say we're just not bringing in enough leads. Right, well then we can focus on the creative, on the message, on the offer. Maybe the adverts are working great, but actually our conversions are not high enough. Maybe we're bringing in 100 leads and we're only converting 2 of them into a booking. Well, then we have a 2% conversion rate. We need that right the way up. So we don't need to spend money on adverts whatsoever. What we need to do is work on this conversion rate. And so now we know where to focus, because we get the conversion rate, we double it to 4%. All of a sudden we've got twice as much work coming in. However, we don't want to be there. We want to be at 50, 60, 70% conversion rates. Now, it may be a case of the average, like we said before, isn't high enough. So we would focus on the sales side of that and make sure that we constantly increase. Now, it's very difficult to just double your average. Boom, there we go. That was nice and easy. But there are things we can put in place, little wow gifts, which for us, we use these in our studio, and a wow gift is something that has nothing to do with the photography. It's just all about increasing the experience. So at the end of one of our photo shoots, they will get a nice little goodie bag from us, and it won't have anything to do with photography. It will have maybe a couple of drinks in there for them to take away with them, or maybe some nice fresh homemade cookies that are in there, maybe something for the baby, just something they weren't expecting. It's a bit of a wow, didn't think we would get that. And so that then just improves the experience for them. What we found when we do little wow gifts is that we see on average a £50 increase on the sales average right across the board. We split test it. They don't get it. They get it. We split test it all the way, and we could see there was a £50 increase. So everybody gets that. So you can do little increases to get our average right where we need it to be. So little things like that we can focus on to increase the average. Now, let's say it's none of them. Let's say we've got the leads coming through, we've got the conversion nice and high where it needs to be, and our average is good, but the running cost is just far too expensive. So maybe we need to look at maybe restructuring. Maybe we need to downsize the team. Maybe we need to move premises. Maybe it's a case of we look at the entire business model and we change what we're doing. And these are all things that when you're a business owner, it's very quick and easy to go, I need to fix all of these as quick as I can, and where do I start? And I'm going to focus on this, but actually I need to concentrate on that. And so I'll do a half-assed job here, I'll do a crappy job there, and before you know it, there's just nothing's happening. Everything's getting nowhere where it needs to be. So what we need to do is focus on this, figure out, first of all, where is the leak? Once you've figured out where the leak is, that's it. You now know the next step. The next step is I need to put all my attention into this. It may be a case of you've got this leak somewhere, so you are mad busy and you're still not getting the averages, and the averages are dropping. And that might be because you're so busy, so the customer service level drops. You're getting tired. You haven't got the same passion that comes through, and so people aren't invested into your pictures. So find that leak first, and then we will focus on that and we will fix that leak. Whilst we're doing that, we're not taking our eye off the ball on all the other little bits. We will go through and we will look at, so I'm focusing on my sales average, but at the same time, what can I do just to increase my conversions? At the same time, what can I do over here just to bring the running costs down that little bit? Because that will help overall. That one little extra subscription that you don't need. The little subscriptions add up nice and fast. So these are all sorts of different things that you've got to go and look at, figure that out first. Once you do that, the overwhelm will disappear. I heard a great saying recently that stress is just an issue that's not being managed. Once you take control of something, the stress will disappear and you can fix it. Now remember, you're watching this video because you are not giving up, but you're not giving up, you're not giving in. You are going to succeed at this. Go and figure out where your leakage is first, pop it in the comments, and then if need be, I can do more videos on, right, if this is people's most main concern or issue or leakage, this is how I would fix it, and we'll get that done. Thanks very much, guys. Have a great day. Bye.